Hello. How's it? This is the public live show for Monday, August the 7th for all of Monday's ball games. We can talk about whatever games that you want to talk about. I can't talk to you about any selections that we have a premium selection on, but I can talk to you about any other ball games that you want to talk about. Hope you guys are doing well. This is what a normal live show looks like. People come in and they talk about the games that they want to talk about, and it's a lot of fun. So I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll wait for people to kind of file in here, and we can start talking about some of the games. I will have a live show tonight as well at 9 o'clock for just YouTube Premium members. But this is, I think, once a week I'll try to do a live show for everybody, the general public. So go ahead and plug in the games that you want to discuss, and we will discuss them. So hey, Rob, good to see you. Rob's been with us for a long time. You want to talk about the Padres game? Okay, so let's see. The Padres game as they face the Dodgers today. Yeah, this is an early game. So Dodgers roll in, winning 8-2 yesterday. They've won 5 of their last 6 to their credit. Padres roll in here, losing 2-8 yesterday. They typically don't lose back-to-back games. They haven't lost back-to-back games dating back to middle of July 15, 16. So that itself is a kind of a lean on the Pods. It was an ugly game. Rich Hill didn't pitch well in that game. Gonsolin here, and as he pitched against San Diego, he went 5-2-0, dominated them last time. Probably has a letdown, went 5-5-1 against Oakland. It's difficult to pitch well against Oakland, and then to get to face such a good team like San Diego. He went 5-7-5 against Toronto, 5-2-4 against Texas. He's given up 8 walks. Pitched well against the Mets, but struggled against the Angels in Kansas City and Houston. Yeah, definitely. I think you have to. I mean, he's got a 4.11 ERA. He's been struggling a little bit, getting a little bit lucky. Seth Lugo here, 3.54 ERA, 3.6 last year. Very good pitcher. 7-5-2 against Colorado at Colorado, coming off 2 losses, 7-3-2. As he pitched against the Dodgers, he has not. He went 6-6-2 against Detroit. Good number of strikeouts, 7, 8, 9, meaning that he's dominating 3 walks last game. He's probably going to bounce back from that. Pitched well against Cincinnati. Pitched well against the Angels. Yeah, definitely lean on the Padres. Definitely lean on the Padres. So game number 1, we're going to lean on the Padres here. I think that's a very good spot. I think Lugo's going to pitch well, and I think Gonsolin's going to be in for a letdown. What are your thoughts on today's Angels-San Francisco game? I'm kind of leaning towards the Angels. So for the Angels-San Francisco game, let's see. Giants roll in, having lost back-to-back games. They had won 3 in a row against Arizona. They'll probably bounce back here. They've lost back-to-back games, but Arizona got swept by Seattle all 4 games, and they've lost 6 in a row. So I should say the Angels have lost 6 in a row. They got swept by Seattle. That's a bad loss there. Logan Webb and Sandoval here. Both these teams are coming off losses, right? Yeah. So both these pitchers sort of need to come through. You have Logan Webb here. Has he pitched against has he pitched against the Angels? He has not. Webb went 7-4-2, 7-6-3, 1-5-6, 7-4-2 against Cincinnati, 9-7-0, 6-7-2. That's pretty good. Angels come off some bad losses, though. Did Webb win his last game? He did. 7-4-2 against Arizona as a -171 chalk. 3.45 ERA this year, 2.9 ERA last year. You have Patrick Sandoval, 4.11 ERA after 2.91 and 3.62. Has he pitched against San Fran? He has not. 5.32 against the Braves is really good. 5.52, 7.21, 5.21. He really needs to come through for his team here. Yeah, I like the under in this game. I think both these pitchers are going to be highly motivated. Both teams come off a series of losses. I think it makes sense. Game number 2, I like San Fran and Arizona under the posted total here. All right, moving on to game number 3. Hey, Kip, and Toronto versus Cleveland. So for Toronto and Cleveland, I think I talked about this game in our free play video. I like the under there. I think both pitchers are on a bounce back. Toronto's won 3 in a row. They beat Boston 7-3, 5-4, 13-1. Toronto's 13 games above 500. Cleveland has lost back-to-back games to the White Sox and lost 5 of 6 coming in. Ryan and Williams here. Ryu went Ryu and Williams. Ryu went 5-9-4 against his team and lost his first game last time and lost 3-13. So he's on a big bounce back. Williams here. Williams went 5-4-2 against Houston and his team lost. He went 4-3-0 against Kansas City, 4-5-1 against Philadelphia. Williams is on a bounce back. So does Ryu. Toronto is the better team, but Gavin is the better pitcher. But Ryu is on a bounce back. So for all those reasons, I like Toronto and Cleveland under the posted total. Moving on. Hey, Carlos, good to see you. Rob, good to see you. Travis Fontaine, Mark, good to see you guys. What was the pick for the Padres game? The pick for the Padres game was the Padres. I like the Padres to do well today. And I had the analysis earlier in the video. I hope so, Rob. I hope so. I think tomorrow will be the beginning of a new day for the WNBA. Hopefully that will win. The Mets and the Cubs today. I talk about that game. The lean is on the Mets in this game. I know it's tough to go against the Cubs right now. They're playing really well, but I think Senga's on a good bounce back. The Cubs are 4 games above 500 now. They beat Atlanta in 2 of their last 3 games and won 5 of their last 6. Mets got swept by the Orioles. They're going to be motivated, but of course they're really struggling. They've lost 6 in a row. I don't know if the Mets are going to win many more games, but I can tell you that this game, they're favored, and they're favored for a reason. Smiley here has a 4.79 ERA, 3.47 ERA last year, 4.65 against Cincinnati. Bad game, but won. Gave up 3 home runs that game, 8 home runs in his last 5 games, 4.21 against the Cards, 3.64 against St. Louis. His last 6 to 7 starts have not been impressive. They beat the Mets with a 4-5-4-2 effort. So the Mets do have some revenge. I do think Smiley gets hit today. Senga went 5-11-3 against the Royals, got beat up. He went 6-2-1 prior, 11 hits in the season high for him by 3 hits. He went 6-4-1 against the Dodgers. He just never gets any offense, but I think he might get some today. And he lost to the Cubs early this year too, around 5 innings and 3 runs. I'll take the Mets here today. I think they make a lot of sense. Moving on to game number 5. Aces bounce back tomorrow, blown out yesterday in revenge game. These revenge games, man. See, Dallas-Chicago had a revenge game, and that didn't pan out. You know what I mean? So now the Aces will immediately, Chicago beat Dallas in back-to-back games. And I think probably Dallas was looking ahead to this game, which is why they got blown out last game, maybe, or they didn't play well. So, yeah, they got blown out 61-99, and that's because they had blown out New York the last time they faced them. It was a game that was really built up, and New York lost 98-81. So obviously New York was motivated coming in. So, as it relates to this game, 61-99. So either you think Vegas is going to play better defense, or they're going to bust open from 61 points last game. Facing Dallas, who has lost back-to-back games to Chicago, is going to be really motivated. Dallas lost 91-104 to Vegas last time too. So you have 2 really motivated teams, and Dallas has given up 104 points in the last 2 games. I don't think the side is the right here. I think the only way to go here is to the under. So I like Vegas, Dallas under. It is scary though, because Vegas on the bounce back and you got Dallas on the bounce back. But I think given that Dallas is giving up 100-plus points in back-to-back games, Vegas giving up a horrible number of points to New York and getting blown out, I think their defensive intensity will be there. Therefore, I like the under in that game. Faded the Mets the entire Orioles series. That's good. LA Dodgers, a plus 120 idea. No, actually, I don't like the Dodgers in that game. I like the Padres in this game. I think the Padres, Lugo is playing much better, or is pitching much better, and I think Gonsolin is in for a big letdown. So I think the Padres actually make more sense in that game. All right, so 5 games, and then I hope that helps, Eric. Give me 2 more games here, and then we'll call it a day, or 3 more games. I already gave you – what else do we have? Somebody shoot me 3 more games. Normally we try to do 3. I'm assuming the Cubs are a public dog today. They are. The Cubs are a public dog today. And I like the Mets for that reason. Cowboys Super Bowl, Angels game. Cowboys Super Bowl, no. Their win total is at 9, so they're not expected to do well this year. So I don't think they win the Super Bowl. In fact, I'll give you that right now. I'll tell you that I think the Cowboys will go under the win total this year, which is shocking. But I do think the Cowboys will go under the win total. The Angels game. Yeah, the Angels game. I like the Angels game. Oh, yeah, I just gave it to you. The Angels game, I like the under. I like the under. So game number 6 or game number 8 or 7. I like San Fran and the LA Angels to go under the posted total today. because I think Logan Webb's on a bounce back, and I think Sandoval is going to come through as well on a bounce back too. So I think it makes sense. Falcons are being slept on. I think so. I actually like the over in the Falcons too for the series, but I'm going to give you the futures. I think this week or next week, but probably by the end of this week. Finally, the last game, Miami versus Cincinnati. So the Miami versus Cincinnati game here, yeah, Miami has a heavy chalk. They've lost 4 in a row. They lost all 3 to Texas and then 1 to Philadelphia. They're going to bounce back at some point. They're facing the Reds here today, who have also lost 6 in a row. Reds, of course, are in total free fall. You have Perez and Williamson here. Perez has a 2.36 ERA, pretty amazing pitcher. 6-3-1 against St. Louis, lost. Went 1 out and gave up 6 runs to Atlanta, which is bad. 6-4-0 against Pitt, 6-3-0 against Toronto, 6-2-0 against Seattle. Pretty good pitcher. He went 4-4-2 against Cincinnati last time too, and he lost. So it makes a lot of sense here to take the Marlins. I totally see why the Marlins are favored here. Then you have Williamson here, who rolls in, who has a 4.85 ERA. He's in his first year too. The question is, has he faced Miami? And he has not. He went 4-4-5 against the Cubs, lost 5-16 or 6-16. So he'll be motivated. He did go 5-8-2 against the Dodgers, 6-3-1 against Arizona, 6-4-2 against San Fran. But he's given up around 10 walks in his last 3 games, and that's probably. But he gave up 2 home runs in his last game. You know, it's a tough call, but I do think the Miami run line is the mix, or Miami Marlins is the answer, and the Miami run line is probably the way to go. So let me give you these 8 thoughts here today. All right. Number 1, I like the Padres. Number 2, I like San Fran and Arizona under. Number 3, I like Toronto and Cleveland under. Number 4, I like the Mets. Number 5, I like Vegas and Dallas under in WNBA tomorrow. Number 6, I like the Cowboys under for the win total. Number 7, I like the San Francisco Angels under. And number 8, I like the Miami Marlins. And I recapped that around the 11:30 mark. All right, we got to our 8 games there. Hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see y'all back here tomorrow. And I'll see you on the live show, YouTube Premium. I'll see you on the live show tonight at 9 o'clock. All right, take care, fellas. Please like the video if you get a chance. Bye-bye.